Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Musical People and Journeys rock show. What is this episode all about? Well, let me quickly explain. Every month we do a what we call a kind of festival rock show where me and my friends, we basically review around about 12 rock albums per month, and we rate them out of 5. And you know, just for fun and just for you guys to see what the latest and the greatest in the rock album world is. However, so it's an hour-long show. So what these shows are, what this one-off show is, to take a single album review for you to listen to, which will be about maybe 10 minutes, and for you to kind of, so if you just want to hear, you know, the latest Ghost album rather than listen to the whole show, then you can have a sample of what we're all about, and hopefully, if you enjoy, you can come back and watch the whole show from start to beginning with all the albums kind of reviewed as well. So I hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe our show, and to spread the message about what we do. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this single album review and the actual show itself. Thank you very much. Well, next on stage is Shinedown, Planet Zero. If you've been listening to the show, we've come from a new world with Alan Parsons, and we decided we wanted to divert to a different planet, and that planet is Planet Zero, and the band is called Shinedown. Did it shine down for us? Did it musically light up the world of Planet Zero? Trish, let's start with you for Shinedown. I mean, I'd heard of Shinedown, but I'd never really listened to them. So, what about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of Shinedown, and I've heard some of their songs like on the radio, but I've never downloaded any of their stuff. This is the 7th album for this band, so they're quite well established. This album is about the threat posed by social media with a robot character to guide you through. Dead Don't Die is a brilliant rock song with heavy riffs. It's an album that experiments with their sound but works, and the album evolved for me as I listened to it. It had a touch of the Muse sound to it at times. I liked it.
You liked it? You didn't love it?
Have to find out, won't you?
Probably going to be in the middle, chaps.
Probably
going to be in the middle. Dave G. Now then, I'm going to edge my bet in here that this was much more of your cup of tea. Am I right?
Yeah, you're spot on there. Yeah, no. First time I listened to the album, I thought, it's okay. It was definitely one that grew on me, but now every time I listen to it, I enjoy it more and more. I really do. It's a concept album. At first, the tracks with the robotic voice were a little bit annoying for me, but now I actually find that they really add to the flow. I did at first actually try taking them out and just created a playlist with just the songs without that, and it just doesn't work half as well as it does with the actual those tracks in there. The album flows really well for me. Frequent switches between hard rock and softer, more mellow tracks really work well to keep me interested throughout. So many standout tracks. It's hard for me to narrow it down. Sure as Fun and Daylight deserve a mention, but my personal favourite is probably What You Wanted. Great choice of song to end the album. Definitely in the running for album of the year, this one for me, without a doubt.
Wow. High praise indeed.
Look at him, boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he's going, and you don't you even dare to think about contradicting me.
I think I know one person that might.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait and see, shall we? Paul, I mean, Shinedown. Did it shine down for you? Is this a band that you'd heard of or had previously engaged with? In other words, listened to, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said engaged with, but there we go.
Yeah, I'd heard them before, and I was looking forward to this. When I heard they were releasing an album, I wanted to be on the same stage that they were performing. So Florida hard rockers, Shinedown, is as Trish has already mentioned, released their 7th studio album. and as pointed out by Dave, what in many respects is a concept album, being a narrative on the pandemic and what's happening in the world today, touching on subjects such as social media, the cancel culture, and mental health in what can be described as a mashup of various musical rock styles: hard rock, punk rock, modern southern rock, post-grunge rock, you name it, and they've thrown it in. That is not to say that this isn't a well-constructed album. Far from it. It's just on first listen, you're not quite sure what you're going to be listening to next. The album has 20 songs listed, but in actuality there are 14 full-length songs. The other half dozen are, as Dave alluded to, short interludes bracing you as you journey through Planet Zero. Some work and others feel a little forced, but they do divide the album into phases where the band explores certain topics. On those topics, Brent Smith, the vocalist and band leader, has a clear message throughout much of Planet Zero, that being of individuality and free thinking. As such, Shinedown doesn't have the larger-than-life anthems of previous works, but as such, the insistence on the message makes this a more complete work, keeping them and also keeping them in tune with their audience. Yeah, like Dave, I thoroughly enjoyed this album, and it grew on me more and more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pretty much echo everything you guys have said. I think that on first listen, you go, did I enjoy that? I'm pretty sure I did. And then the segues, and I obviously am a master of segues, started to shine down on me. It just kind of grew and grew and grew. And you're absolutely right. The mix-up of the different genres was just good, and just the more I listened to it, the more I grew to love it, and the more I like David, the more I actually appreciated the segues and the descriptions, and I just thought it just added to the atmosphere of the film, because it wasn't an out-and-out concept album. It didn't have. It was more kind of a not moralistic, but kind of like. There wasn't an overall thread running through it. It was about the state of that world, and about control, and about controlling your hate and your anger, and actually sometimes you don't want that either as well. So I thought it was I'm going to stop saying genius, but it wasn't far off. Musically, it was fantastic. No Sleep Tonight. What else? Clueless and Dramatic. Sure is Fun. Those are the three standout tracks for me, but I would put this album on and I would listen to it, quite happily over and over again. Certainly one of the highlights of the year. Whether it's an album of the year, it's certainly going to be up there for me. We'll find out, because when we get to do our albums of the year, because it's going to be in very hot company from that perspective as well. So, for me, I loved this album. What a refreshing, brilliant album this is. So pleased I listened to it. So pleased I'm on this journey to get to listen to music like this. And when we say, people out there, that your album, in our opinion, was quite generic, listen to this album, and that's why there's a lot of work that's gone into this album. Fantastic. Well done, Shinedown. So, wow. Okay, I think that this might well hit our Hall of Fame, which is super exciting. Let's find out. Trish,
what did Chris say about it?
Well, we'll come to Chris at the end, shall we? We'll come to Chris at the end. I don't know what he said about it, but I got
nice to build suspense, Donny Knight.
I know, right? Let's find out. Will Chris stop against the Hall of Fame, or will he chop it down and it never get in again? Let's find out. Trish.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Trish is definitely keeping her gunpowder dry, isn't she? She don't give it away 5s easily anymore. Okay, Paul.
Yeah, so I have, like Dave, it is a contender for me for album of the year, but there is one album that stands in its way, and as such, it's a 4.5.
I hate it when you do this. If it was an enjoyable album and you loved it, you can decide the album of the year at the end of the year.
Well, yes, but if I can't give something a 5 and then say I was an album of the year, I'm going to give.
Of course you can.
I'm going to give an album. I only give 4. It's just
you pitch all your you pitch all your 5s together, and then you go, and that was my favourite 5.
Guess what? I haven't given a 5. 4.5 is the highest.
So now you're regretting what you give Volbeat, is what you're saying?
Yeah, if Volbeat had a 5, this would have been a 5, but it isn't. I give Volbeat 4.5.
So Volbeat should have been a 5.
Should have been, could have been, wasn't.
Should have been, definitely.
Paul. Right, okay, listen. I also give Volbeat a 4.5, and I should have given it a 5. However, just because I've given albums a 5, as the year's gone on, and I've listened again, and I've listened to other albums, doesn't necessarily mean that it won't get my album of the year. Just saying, okay? You can still give albums a 5 and regret not giving, it a 5. Come on. You love the album. Give it a 5.
I'm giving it a 4.5.
Give it a 5.
I'm sticking to my
Now,
guns.
boys.
Deji.
It's a 5.
Yes, Deji! And
Without
it's
a doubt.
5 from me as well. Even though I loved Volbeat, and even though I think I probably prefer Volbeat album now, I'm still giving this album a 5.
At this moment in time, whether I could say I could put it above Volbeat, I don't know either. I don't know. But it's, as I say, the amount that this has grown on me every time I listen to it. I mean, there have been days where I've listened to this maybe 3 or 4 times. So
it's interesting, isn't it? Because albums, you might be in a certain mood, might you? You might go, you might be in a mood to listen to this. I mean, the Hailstorm album is also going to be up there for my album of the year. So there are other albums I've listened to that I might rate differently because I might be in a bit, and I'll listen to them all again at the end of the year when we come to our end of the year album of the year show. Spoiler, it's going to be coming at you. So Dave, you also give that a 5. What do you think? Let's have a little guess. Let's have a guessing game here. Let's have a guessing game because at this moment in time, without Chris's votes, we're on 10, 14, 18 and a half. So it's got to get 1.5 to get into our Hall of Fame. So let me do my maths again because Paul will pick me up on that. 10, 14, 18 and a half. What do you think, Chris, give this album? Dave, you know him the best. What do you think?
It's definitely enough to get it into the Hall of Fame if he only needs a 1.5. I reckon probably about a 3, knowing Chris.
Okay, Paul?
2.5.
2.5? Ooh. You think he would have chopped it down a bit?
To be honest, I haven't got a clue with Chris. He'd probably just say, yeah, it's average. So I'm just going with the average mark. Really, I really don't know. He spins me out sometimes with his marks.
Excellent. Trish, what do you think? Chris, give it.
I think he's given it 1.5 because I know that he doesn't like Shinedown. So unless he's had a complete bang over the head.
Well, I'd like to say, and I'm pleased to say that he had more than a bang on the head. He had a baseball bat to the head because he gave it a 3.5.
What?
He liked the album.
Is he doing an Ian?
I don't know, but no, I think he.
He had a 5, Trish.
Well, don't forget. Okay, when you analyse the album like we've done, and it does tick a lot of genres. It probably did. Some of the tracks probably resonate. Maybe the more angry stuff maybe didn't. But yeah, he gave it a 3.5. People 22.
Wow.
22. Okay,
Well,
that was it.
4.4 average.
4.4 doesn't quite top the Volbeat at 4.5, but puts it up there. If I'd given that a 5, it would have been too over Volbeat. Now Paul is sat there going, justify my rating. Thank you very much. Glad I didn't put into peer pressure on that score. But yeah, brilliant album. Really, really good. Really pleased that that one on that one. So we are moving on to our headline act. Who is the headline act? Let's bring on stage.